Hello student and welcome you all. So in the today class I am going to tell you the procedure for solving the beam problems using the finite element method. So this will be going to one of the important problems in the beam category. Okay, so here I am going to draw the beam element. Okay, so one end is fixed and this is the length of the beam, and at the another end it will be having one spring deflection here. Then after that again there will be a fixed end. Okay, now let us take the total length of the beam. You can take as 4 meter and divide this. Okay, so in this video I am just telling you how to solve the problems when a beam is subjected to uniformly distributed load, and also at the one end or the left or right side if the spring element are connected, how to solve these type of problems. Okay, so whatever the values which I am taking now, so these are all the assumed value, means the value which I am going to give. This is not copied from the somewhere. Okay, so you need to just follow the procedure whatever I am going to discussing now. Okay, so I have made the midpoint. So from the midpoint in the right side, okay, in the left side I am just allowing the some UDL, uniformly distributed load, in a downward direction. UDL is applying in downward. Okay, and at this node again you can take one point load also. So there is a one point load, it may be acting also like this. Okay, so now we will find out the intensity of the UDL. You can take as 20 Newton per meter, and point load will take as 5 Newton, and the spring having the stiffness, the value of K, it will be, let us assume, as 15 Newton per meter. Okay, so these are the value will be considered. Now if you taken this is at the mid, so let us take that distance as 2 meter, and this distance again it will be 2 meter. Okay, so now in this there are, let us say this is node 1 and node 2, node 3, and at here again it will be node 4. So totally you will have the 4 nodes. Okay, and if you look at the elements, so this will be now element 1, and this will be element 2, and the third one from 3 to 4 it will be element 3. So 4 nodes and 3 elements. So element 1 and 2 are the beam element, whereas the 3 and 4 it will be a linear element, or you can say 1D bar element. 3 to 4 is a linear spring element. So now when you are solving this problem, so for 1 to 2 we need to consider as a beam element. So beam element means whenever you are applying the stiffness matrix, so you have to consider the stiffness matrix for the beam element in case of 1 and 2. So in case of 3 you have to consider for one dimensional linear element, means a bar element also we can say. Okay, so these are the given values, and some additionally they may given you for the beam element like Young's modulus you required, and the moment of inertia. Okay, EI value will be required. So now the value of E and I, it may be given separately or they may given directly, the multiplication of E into I. So this is required in the beam element. So the multiplication I will write directly. So for example, here I will take as E and I value as 20 Newton into EI value as Newton meter square will take. Okay, so this is a E and I value, moment of inertia. Okay, so next length, which is already given in the question. Now we'll go to the solution for this problem. Okay, so the solution is now we'll take for beam element 1 will say. Okay, so for the element 1, what is the stiffness matrix? For the beam element, we'll say K suffix 1, that is EI by L cube. In the bracket, you will have 4 into 4 matrix. First one, it will be 12, 6L minus 12, 6L. In the second row, 6L, 4L square minus 6L, then 2L square. Third row, minus 12 minus 6L, 12 minus 6L. In the last row, 6L, 2L square minus 6L, 4L square. So this is the a general stiffness element matrix for the beam element. Okay, element stiffness matrix we can say. Now for the element 1 and 2, it will be same. Okay, so for the element 1, EI, it will be same. Okay, for the entire the beam element, the EI value it will be same. Okay, for element 1 and also for element 2. And when you are looking at the length, so length is also 2 meter and 2 meter for the element 2. So it means the K1 and K2 you are getting the same matrix. Okay, so you no need to calculate once again. So now first we will calculate what is the value of K1. So EI value, that is 20 Newton meter square. Okay, so all the dimensions, first you have to convert all the dimension in any one of the standard form. Either you can follow the meter or millimeter, centimeter, whatever the convenient for you. So in this case, all the units I have taken in the meter. Okay, so no need of any conversions. Okay, no additional conversions are required. So that's what I am directly substituting in the equation. So EI is 20 Newton meter square by length. So length for the element 1, that is 2 meter. So 2 power of 3. Okay, now 12. So 6 into 2, L is the length. So this capital L you can take for not having the confusion. So 6 into L, again 6 into L. So L is 2. So it will be 12 again. Minus 12, 12. So 6L, it is nothing but 12. So 4L square. So L square is nothing but 2 square. So 4 into 4. Okay, 4 into 4, 16. Again minus 12. So 4 into 2, that is 8. Minus 12, 6 into 2, that is minus 12, 12, minus 12. Last row, you will have 6 into 2, that is 12. 2 into 4, 8. minus 2 into minus 6 into 2 minus 12, 4 into 4, that is 16. So you got the K1 value now. Okay, so 20 by 2 power of 3, that is 8. So 20 by 8, you will get 2.5. Okay, so you can say it will be 2.5 here. In the next row also you can write, or directly you can write 2.5 here. Okay, so to reduce the next steps. So here you need to write the displacements or the deformation here. Okay, so what are the deformation you will have in the beam element? As in the previous video also we have discussed in the many problems. So you will have one vertical deflection at each node, that will be V1, and again there will be rotational deflection, so we will say theta 1. So in many of the textbook Q1 and Q2 will be taken. Okay, so one it will be translational degree of freedom, another it will be rotational, okay, at each node. So here this one I will explain you now. This one will be V1 and there will be one rotation, that is theta, V theta. So similarly it will be there at 1, 2 and 3, because from 1 to 3 it is a beam element. So V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2. Vertically also you can write V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2. Let us say this is equation number 1. Similarly, we will calculate for K2 also. For element 2 you can write. Okay, so for element 2 we will write K suffix 2. Again EI by L cube. So EI is 20 and L is again 2. So we will get 2.5 outside the matrix. So in the inside the matrix again you will have the same matrix elements. So only the outer deflection it will be different. Now I will write same elements in the matrix. Okay, so after that the difference is that you need to change the deflection. So for element 1 it is completed. Now for element 2 it start from 2 to 3. So V2 theta 2, V2 theta 2. Now here V3, the vertical one will be V3 and rotational will be theta 3. V3 theta 3, V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3. Say this equation number 2. So now element 1 and 2 is completed for the beam element. Now we will go for the which one? The spring elements, that we call as linear element. For linear element we will say, or spring element also you can say in simple word. For the third element. Okay, so in the third element, so what are the deflection we can find here? So one, if you have the spring element, it is like a bar element. Now you take the bar element. So here when you apply the load, there will be only vertical deflection. Deflection will be only 1 in this case. So 1 which is already denoted as V3, and here we can take this as V4. Okay, so V1 and V4 will be the deflection, V4 and V3, V3, V4. Okay, so for the stiffness element for 3, so here it will be AE by L. Okay, so AE by L, if for the spring element, if the value of A and E L is given, then you can apply A by L, but they have directly given the stiffness elements. It means it will be K minus K minus K, Okay, so you can directly substitute the equation. right? So this will be, or in other word also you can say it will be k 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So k is what? It is the AE by L. If they have mentioned particularly AE by AE value, then you can substitute there. If it is a bar element, okay, if it is given a bar element, then you can take as AE by L if they have mentioned. If they have mentioned directly the value of stiffness, then you can directly take as k, where k is equal to what? It is AE by L. Now I will substitute the value of k. So what is the value of k here? That is given as 15 minus 15 minus 15 and 15. Okay, even if you take here 15, then again if you take within the matrix, so you will get the same value. So what will be the displacement for this? So displacement, as I said, is V3 or V4. Okay, so V3 or V4. Say this is equation number 3. Okay, so after calculating the element stiffness, the next you need to calculate the global stiffness matrix. Okay, so the global stiffness matrix is very important to understand how to make the global stiffness matrix. Okay, so if you don't know how to make the assembling of all the element stiffness matrix, all the element stiffness like 1, 2, 3 we have. So the global stiffness matrix, so that is where k is equal to k1 plus k2 and k3. So now where k is equal to, what is the outside the matrix here? What we can see outside the matrix here? So here we can see 2.5, 2.5, but here we are having a 15. Okay, so but in all the three elements it should be a common term. Either you can take these two inside the matrix, or you can take 2.5 outside the matrix. Okay, whichever is convenient for you. I will take 2.5 outside the matrix of the element 3. So that I will have to take one more steps here. So 15 by 2.8, that is 6. Okay, 2.5 into 6, right? So I will say 2.5, and within the matrix it will be 6 minus 6 minus 6, 6. Now even if you take inside the matrix, you will get 15. Okay, so V3, V4, V3, V4. Here there will be no rotational moment. Okay, only the translation moment you will have, means vertical moment. So this will be K3 now. Okay, so you can element this one. This will be third equation. Okay, hope this is clear to you. Okay, now it is very clear. So we'll go for calculating the global stiffness matrix. Okay, so global stiffness matrix, first what is the term which is common? That is 2.5. Okay, so 2.5 is common. Now we'll have, how many nodes are here? There are 1, 2, 3, 4 and element 3. So there will be 7 into 7 matrix. Okay, so now we'll write V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3, finally you will have V4. Okay, up to here V3 theta 3. Now after that V4 only. So in the row also you can write the same values, V1 theta 1, V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3, lastly you will have V4. Okay, so now we'll go for checking now V1 V1. So V1 V1 you are having 12. V1 theta 1, V1 theta 1, that is again 12, because it will be there only in the V1, it will be there only in the matrix 1. Okay, that's what I am only concentrating here. So V1, next V2, V1 V2 minus 12, V1 theta 2, that is also 12 plus 2. Now 1 and 3, there is no link between 1 and 3, so all these will be 0. Now theta 1, so theta 1 you are having 16. This is a symmetry matrix, so you can start the only symmetry you can complete. Okay, so it reduces your time. You can write only the symmetry values. Now theta 1 V2, so theta 1 V2, that is minus 12. Theta 1 theta 2, that is 8. So 1 V3, no link between 1 and 3, so 0 0 0. Now V2, so V2 that is 12 here, and V2 12. So 12 plus 12 you will have 24. Okay, now V2 theta 2, so V2 theta 2, that is minus 12, V2 theta 2 plus 12, right? So you will get 0. Okay, so this problem I have taken only to understand the concept. There may be some valid difference when you are doing the actual calculation, so please ignore if any corrections are there. Now V2 V3, that is minus 12, V2 V3, so minus 12 will be there. V2 theta 3, there will be plus 12. 2 4, V2 V4. Okay, so no link between 2 to 4, so it will be 0. Now 2 2, theta 2, so theta 2 you will have 16, theta 2 again 16, so 16 plus 16 32. Okay, so 32 you can write here. Now theta 2 V3, that's minus 12. Okay, now theta 2 theta 3 is 8. Theta 2 V4, no link between 2 to 4, so it will be 0. Okay, then we will have V3. So V3 it is 12. Then again in the matrix 3 we are having V3 that is 6. Okay, so V3 12 plus 6, so it will be 18 now. V3 theta 3 minus 12, so minus 12 you have to write. V3 V4, that is minus 6. V3 V4 minus 6. Now theta 3, so theta 3 it will be 16. Theta 3 V4, that no relation between theta 3 and V4, so it will be 0. Now V4 you are having 6, V4. Okay, so that is plus 6. Okay, so this will be now symmetry. Same symmetry matrix you can copy. Okay, now this will be the global stiffness matrix. So after that you will have the finite element equation. So before that you can calculate the load vector and also you can calculate the displacement vector. First we will discuss the load vector, that is called force vector. This is very important to understand here now. Okay, so where force vector, you are having one UDL and also point load. Okay, so two loads are considered in the beam element. Okay, so where force element F is equal to, in general it will be F1 M1, F2 M2, F3 M3 and finally you are having the at node 4, these are at node 1, this is node 1, node 2, node 3, and at node 4 you are having only F4. Okay, no bending moment, it will be there. Okay, so this is force vector when considering the beam element, okay, for UDL. Now there will be point loads. Now like say we'll say P1, P2, P3, P1, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7. Okay, so just numbering will be given. Now at node 1, 2, okay, means at P3 the load is acting, P is P1 and P2, so P1 is for vertical load, okay, and P2 is for this odd numbering will be vertical, even number it will be horizontal loads, okay, horizontal point loads. So for this P1 and P2 at node 1 there is no force, but at node 2 there will be vertical force. It means vertical force will be P3, right? So P3 will be taken. How much? The 5 Newton is applying, so minus 5. These forces it will be 0, 0, 0. All the point loads will be considered as 0. Now what are the forces? Okay, so what is the equation to calculate the F1 and also the bending moment? Okay, so here this is an UDL. For the UDL the loads are acting downward, okay, these loads are acting downward, so the force it will be, shear force it will be PL by 2, okay, so minus it will be taken because this force, one force it will taken in the anti-clockwise direction and one more force it will be taken in the clockwise direction. So anti-clockwise it will be taken as sagging here, so it will be minus because, and these forces are acting downward, so it will be minus, force will be taken as PL by 2, and bending moment, so the bending moment again at the node 1 it will be minus PL square by 12, okay, for the node 1, and at node 2 it will be the force it will be same downward force, so at node 2 it will be minus PL by 2, okay. Now the bending moment it is acting the different direction, so it will be taken as clockwise direction, so it will be taken as plus, that is PL square by 12, okay. So this is for node 1, this is for node 2, and at node 3, okay, so at node 3 there will be no forces are applied, so it will be taken as 0 at node 3, so 0, 0, F force is also 0, F1 is, F3 is also 0, and bending moment is also 0. Now F4, so F4 is again fixed, so there will be no forces. So this is the first one we have completed, plus in the second one, as I said you 0, 0, 0, 0, and at F3 we are having minus 5. Now all the other values like P4, P5 it will be 0, 0, 0, 0. Now you make the sum of these two. Hope it is clear to you. Finally I will write here if it is not clear, okay. So what is PL by 2? So PL by 2 is the force. P is how much is acting UDL, that is 20, and L is 2 by again 2, so it will be 20 again, okay, minus 20 plus 0. Now PL square by 12, so P again 20 and L square is nothing but 2 square, that is 4 by 2. So 40 minus 40 you will have. So 40 plus 0. Again, so same value PL by 2, that is minus 20, because the same UDL having. Again PL square by 12, so plus 40 will obtain here. Okay, then 0 plus here in the third row you can see it is minus 20 minus 5. Okay, so you will have directly 25 you can write. Got it? Only in this case. PL by 2 it is minus 20, so minus 5, so minus 25. So now in the remaining 3 it will be 0, 0, 0. Okay. So this is the force vector. Now after that you have to write the finite element equation. So that is K U is equal to F. Okay, so K value which you already calculated, that is 2.5 outside the matrix, and inside you will have 12, 12, minus 12, 12, 0, 0, 0, 16, minus 12, 8, 0, 0, 0, 24, 0, minus 12, plus 12, 0, 32, minus 12, 8, 0, 18, minus 12, 0, 16, 0, 6. This is the matrix, global stiffness matrix. Now displacement we will write. What are the displacement we have find? V1 at theta 1, V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3, V4. Now force vector you write down. Minus 20, minus 40, minus 25, plus 40, 0, 0, 0. Now using the elimination approach, okay, so what are the, I will write here, what are the boundary conditions. Okay, so the boundary conditions, what will be the boundary conditions? Can anyone say? The boundary conditions, it will be for this problem. So you can see here for this problem. So V1 theta 1 it will be 0. V1 theta 1 it will be 0, right? Because it's a fixed element. And you can say V4 is also 0. Okay, so V1 theta 1 it will be 0, 0. And V4 because it's a fixed end. So you need to calculate the displacement at here and here, means V2 theta 2 and V3 theta 3. Okay, all the 4 displacement you need to calculate. What are the force? V2 theta 2, V3 theta 3. That's it. Okay, so the boundary condition you have to come to know. These are the boundary condition. So that value you can substitute here. That value we can substitute here. So what is that? V1 is 0. So this one is 0. And theta 1 is also 0. Now V4 is also 0. So now using the elimination method, so this first row and the first column will get eliminated, and the second row and the second column also will get eliminated. Then finally the fourth row and their fourth column will be eliminated. So this is the remaining matrix which will be pending. So you can write now 24, 0, minus 12, 12, 32, minus 12, 8, 18, 12, 16. Okay, so this symmetry matrix you have to write down now. So 2.5, it will be now V2 theta 2 V3 theta 3 are the remaining. Now forces 1 minus 25 40 remaining 0 0. So this become 4 into 4 matrix. So what will be here? It will be 0 minus 12 12. So if it is symmetry, it will be minus 12 and 12 will be here, 8 will be here. So this is the matrix, it will completed now. Okay, so now you make this is into 4 equations. Okay, 4 unknowns equation, then find out the unknown values. Okay, so now how do you make it? 24, first only one equation I will tell you. 24 V2 0 into theta 2, that is 0, again minus 12 into V3 12 into theta 3 plus 12 into theta 3 is equal to minus 25 by 2.5. So 25 by 2.5. So you will get 10. So minus 10. This is the equation number 1. Like that you write all the 4 equations. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now using the transposition matrix, you can calculate all these 4 unknown values. Okay, or also you can do by manually equating 1 and 2. Like that you can do manually all the displacement. Okay, so where this V2 is the vertical displacement, theta is the rotational displacement at node 2, and V3 is the vertical displacement and theta 3 is the rotational displacement at node 3, and node 4 will have 0 values. So like that you can calculate. So if you want to know the procedure for this 4 into 4 equation, then in another problem I have solved. Okay, only for this I want to explain in this video. So thank you guys who are watching my videos, and please do subscribe and do support. Thank you once again.